Marvel Rivals, a game that's personally taken away a huge chunk of my life in the past year. And I fear that's not only the case for me. But what can I say? It's dynamic and pretty fun too. Well, most of the time. I feel like this game really brought a lot more attention to hero shooters and competitive gaming as a whole. And it's pretty accessible to get into, even if you're not that much into gaming. I mean, you can just jump in and play as your favorite character, piece of cake. Unless maybe if you're playing on a PS4.
I'm opening a portal!
The roster is pretty diverse too. You've got characters ranging from Avengers to Fantastic Four to the X-Men. Plus the game doesn't just focus on the most popular characters, it actually brings in a lot of niche ones too, doing a great job at making them more popularized. We've seen it with characters like Luna Snow, for example. And that's the great thing, with the amount of characters they can add, it got something for everyone.
My granny called, she said, Travis, you work too hard, don't worry, you forget about me.
But we're in season 5 now, and we've been through a lot. The good, the bad, the questionable.
How do you guys respond to people calling Marvel Rivals a gooner game?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
However, this season specifically feels kind of refreshing. And dare I say, it might be one of the best seasons yet. So let's talk about it. Just like previous seasons, Season 5 brings 2 new characters united by a common theme. This season is themed around love and romance, introducing the long-awaited Gambit and Rogue, and focusing on their relationship. And I'm gonna be honest, they're quite the game changers. Both their kids are very interesting and versatile, but also pretty complex. They're definitely one of those heroes that's gonna be hard to fully master. So let's take a look at why exactly they are game changing and how they fit the current state of the game.
Chill?
You know what happens when I touch somebody. You want to end up in the hospital?
Maybe it's worth it, no?
Starting off with the man who finally made a name for himself, Gambit.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Now Gambit is a strategist, which I would have probably never guessed. And he's a really good one at that. He's got quite a lot of abilities and really great self-sustain compared to other supports, which makes him survive way more if you play his deck right. See what I did there? But his main thing is his cards. You get 4 cards and 2 sets of them. Spades to amplify your damage and hearts to amplify your healing. Each card type also has 2 special abilities you can choose from when you use the card. Using one of those abilities also uses up another card. And you really have to be careful and smart about how and when you use your cards, because the cooldowns on them are pretty long. For Spades, your left ability sends cards flying in all directions, applying explosive damage. And for your right ability, you fire a set of cards forward that explode on impact, and apply anti-heal to enemies, which can be pretty useful. As for the hearts, your left ability sends a deck of cards that bounce between allies and can heal you and your teammates. Now, his right ability sends a bunch of cards all around you, healing allies and yourself. But the important part is that it actually cleanses any negative effects and debuffs, including stuns. Meaning, this lets you cleanse yourself or your team from any crowd control based ult, like Groot, Angela, Bucky, and really anyone else who has crowd control based abilities. And this is how you can counter so many other characters as Gambit. It's super versatile and a lot about timing, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes very useful in saving your team. You also get a slam with his stuff that can heal, and a pretty cool looking dash that gives a generous amount of healing. Gambit's ultimate is pretty insane too. It only affects the allies in your line of sight, so you'll need to be mindful of that first. With his ult, not only does it give everyone healing and cleanses negative effects, on top of that you get movement, jump and damage boosts, and it also accelerates the ult charge of your teammates. And the thing is, with all the healing and damage you can do, you get your ult pretty fast. Basically, if you get a good Gambit on your team who actually knows what they're doing, there is a lot of great output that can be had there. So yeah, his kit is extremely resourceful. I mean, he instantly became meta in pro play since release, and is constantly used in free support comps. Really good strategist after all. Now let's take a look at Rogue. Rogue is a tank, and her kit is actually pretty flexible. She got a base of 675 health, but her health can actually go down fast if pressured, because she doesn't have a lot of shield abilities. Her block ability absorbs incoming damage, which then she can use that stored damage for powered dash. The thing I noticed is that her block ability actually runs out pretty quickly, so you have to be smart about how you use it. For a tank, she's also got quite a lot of mobility. You get a total of 3 dashes with her different abilities. And her kick ability, that launches enemies into the air, also lets her fly up in the air for a good few seconds, which can give you time to reposition. So pretty much another semi-flying tank. It also gives you 2 projectiles you can send at enemies in a decent range. But the part of her that makes her so unique is that she can actually absorb and steal an ability from cartoon characters. Not all, but specific ones only. The ability is predetermined per character, and you can tell which one it is by looking at the icon above the character that shows the exact ability you can steal. But the interesting thing is, no matter if the character has an active ability or not, you can actually absorb their stats based on their role. So if it's a strategist, you get increased healing, if it's a DPS, you get a damage boost, and if it's a vanguard, you get bonus health. In addition to that, if the character doesn't have an active ability you can take, you get your Fatal Attraction cooldown reset, so you can pull an enemy closer right after absorbing, or you can use it as a dash to escape if the situation escalates. Since you stun people when absorbing, you can use that really well to cancel out an enemy ultimate, specifically those who are not CC immune during their ult, like Spider-Man or Wanda. That's how the absorption ability alone makes her kit so much more diverse. She can also copy characters' voice lines, which I think is kinda funny.
Spider Fist is ready to punch!
Now with her ultimate, in addition to stealing stats, Rogue can also absorb ult charge from enemies, but it only goes down to 80% and it won't go below that. So it's pretty situational too. But if you can time it and predict by how the game is going that enemies have their ultimate and they're about to use it at a specific point, you can use yours to counter them effectively. Even if it wouldn't take long for the enemy to get their ult back, it still gives your team time to take control of the situation, to push or reposition. So yeah, that's Rogue for you. She definitely brings something new to the game in the long run. I'm sure she got a lot of cool combos you can do too, but it all just takes a lot of experimenting. I'm still figuring her out myself since I really enjoy playing tank. But that's the case with both Gambit and Rogue. You just have to try them out for yourself, experiment with different abilities and see what works. They both got quite a lot of things in their kits, so it can be overwhelming at times, especially when you're not used to fast-paced games like that. The cool thing is, when you have Gambit and Rogue on the same team, there's a lot of great synergy there, if you time it right. Not only do you get a team up for Rogue that lets her base attacks heal allies while damaging enemies, but if you use Gambit's ult with Rogue's ult, you can dominate pretty quickly, and push for your team. With Gambit's boost and Rogue stealing stats on top of that, that's going to be something hard to counter if used right. So maybe, if you're falling off the game at some point, maybe it's time to hop back in and test those characters out. And well, I think that pretty much covers it. The basics and the important stuff. Both really fun heroes, very flexible, and bring a lot of new interesting things to the game. The devs know what they're doing, and don't fail to surprise us. Rivals hit its 1-year anniversary just recently. We have Deadpool coming out next season, kicking off year 2, so you already know that's gonna be in a whole different level.
Maximum effort.
Day 1 Deadpool main, trust me guys. Now all I'm waiting for is for them to finally bring in my goat, Ghost Rider. Now that's gonna be fire, literally. But until then, Mayhem Nation, keep it loud, keep it weird, and I'll catch you in the next one.